Hey, welcome. This is a brand new year,
Brand new.
2026,
Huh?
and we kicking it off right. So if you've been here since day one, the very first episode, then you might remember the man to my right. I got none other than Franky Thomas in the building with me, man. How you doing today, sir?
Hey man, I'm doing all right, man. I'm a little scruffy. Good job, big man.
Yeah,
I'm a little
yeah,
scruffy, man, but we in the new year. We officially 4 days in, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
yeah.
wanna see
4 days into
what's
the
in
new
store
year,
for
man,
us.
and for me, man, it's really feeling like a reset. Like a clean slate for me, man.
Yeah,
Just new goals and just trying to transcend and continue to climb.
yeah.
Um, man, first of all, man, we're gonna go over some 2025 best of stuff. We're not that far away from 2025, and it was an
Right.
interesting year in hip hop. So, first of all, man, let me ask you, man, like, what were some of the projects that stood out to you in 2025?
Okay. I think the obvious and first choices we gotta go with clips, man. They had the marketing promo run they went on that I feel like people hadn't seen in a while that made the project just as memorable as the run they did to hit everybody up. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
So
right.
definitely got to go clips. I got to go Gibbs. Um,
I
uh,
think for me, man, like what kicked off the year, that Life is Beautiful, that Alchemist and Larry June, man. I really feel like that album, it really stood the test of time for me. And like we said in earlier episodes, man, like I'm really pushing for hip hop to stay true to itself. And with an album like that and some of the content that they were spitting on that album, man, I just feel like I can go back to that time and time again. Like I still got it in rotation right now. Let alone, we talked about Gibbs' album. We talked about the clips. What I love, what I love most about the clips was that rollout. And I feel like artists need to get back to that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's a
Guerrilla
fact.
marketing, really touching the soil and proper rollouts, going to the media outlets, touching the people. I look at rolling out an album sometimes like it's almost like a political campaign. I think about it as if I was running for office.
Right.
I'm really trying to touch every base. I'm going to every outlet. I'm reaching across the aisle. I'm speaking to people that I wouldn't normally speak to in my everyday travels. And I think that goes for albums, man. If you wanna have a good result, man, you really have to. You can't just do the digital marketing. You can't just rely on word of mouth and all of that. It's really about shaking hands and going on these podcasts and these different platforms and really getting out that message and really selling your product.
Nah, that's a fact, man. I agree with you 1,000%. Larry June and Change did jump off the year. And I sent you an interesting topic about Larry June, but we probably gonna come back to that. But
Okay.
just going through what you were saying, I definitely agree. I feel like even just bringing up Gibbs, his uh, rollout wasn't as big as the clips, but I do like the kind of additives that he had that was different. The little video game,
Right.
I
Right.
mean, he always do some good merch. I always like Gibbs merch. It always kind of some good artwork or some creative stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's something else that I feel like add to a good rollout. You know what I'm saying?
For
Because
sure.
I like that you said that it's like you campaigning. Because I never thought about that, but that's essentially what you doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you selling yourself, but we never looked at it like that until I never thought about that until you said that. And I thought that's kind of a little bar right there. Good job, big man.
Okay, but and then like when it comes to rollouts too, man, for me, man, that Wale Everything Is a Lot album.
Right.
Um, I didn't even see Wale putting out an album in 2025, but I'm happy that he did. And he was able to spread that message because again, I seen him on Joe and Jada, I seen him on Breakfast Club, I seen him on all different types of
JBP.
platforms, and the vulnerability of that album, you really had to sell. He had to sell it by going and having conversations and really giving us, what was, what the content of the album was. So I would say everything was a lot. I'm still digesting that album too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a sign of a good album too, man. I feel like a good album to me is like it's like a good Sunday dinner. And if you're watching this, we're recording this on a Sunday actually, and so this is a perfect analogy. It's like a Sunday dinner, man. Like you don't just scarf down a Sunday dinner, man. You know what I'm saying? You sit down, you get your napkin, and you really take your time. You cut it up, you get your knife, you get your utensils, and you really digest it, man. And that's how I
And
digest the album.
I ain't want to cut your wisdom. I was gonna say even the aspect of making Sunday dinner is different from other
Yes.
ways you make it. That's how
Yeah.
you putting that, how you receiving the food. I'm thinking about when they actually make the album is like they Sunday dinner. Everything they put into it, they take their time. And just going back to Wale real quick, I haven't finished, like you said, diving into it. Pause, but. One thing I like and appreciate about Wale so much is every time I think he perfected how he was trying to get his message out, he do it even better. And that's not easy to do. So like when you start at attention deficit and then you go to you go through the mixtapes and then he come back and I want to say it was Ambition next. So he had the MMG run. And Ambition sound like me, but I gotta satisfy some label stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then he had the album About Nothing. I think everybody would agree that that was a great project. You know what I'm saying? But when you get to this project, I know he had another project after that, but when you get to this project and like you said, you speak about his vulnerability, how he expressed it. It's how you say things. I feel like I said that in the first pod we did. How you say things really make that what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? In a world where we've heard everything, to hear him do it refreshingly, because everybody's not vulnerable, but everybody has their ways and how they try to be vulnerable. But when you hear how he do it, then you're like, oh no, he's been really on this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then I also want to say, like, as far as like sustainable content, we talked about sustainable content with Larry. Even with Wale, I love the fact that he touched on his situation with his child and his situation with his child's mother and stuff like that. On the last episode I just did, I called it like co-parenting bars. You know what I'm saying? Like these are real topics that not being funny, but it's real life things that people go through, and these are some of the most relatable topics that fans can digest. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the vulnerability, like you were saying. I appreciate the vulnerability and actually going there, and we ain't styling on every track, like because in life we ain't always styling. Sometimes we struggling. Sometimes we trying to figure it out, and the most relatable music wins. So, I appreciate that, man. But man, other albums, man. I know we moving kind of fast. I'm gonna slow down just a little bit. I want to say something about, I want to echo this about the year of 2024. I want to go back even a little bit further, man, because, as a hip hop fan, this was one of the first years where like I was a little bit disappointed in hip hop, because, I grew up like mid to late 90s, listening to hip hop and like, I equated it to like, player hating. Like, man, you a player hater. I got my PhD. Like we never celebrated player haters. And a
Right.
player hater just ran the table in 2024, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was celebrated. Like,
What
you
we
know what I'm
talking
saying?
about?
We talking about the battle, of course. But we talking about the
Okay.
battle, and I don't want to spend too much time on it. But I'm just saying, as far as like, I don't know. I feel like we needed to move in a different direction. I feel like 2025, we kind of seen like, okay, if Kendrick gets the top man, okay, then he should sustain us throughout the year. I feel like he did not sustain us musically throughout the whole year of 2025.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's just not him. I mean, and he's a great artist, but like that's not him. But I think this past year was just a testament that like
Play this one. Don't play this one.
y-
Play this
the who the hit makers are and who the moment makers are. You know what I'm saying? And we I don't know. I feel like hopefully in 2026 we kind of move away from that, man. We get back to making these bops and making anthems again and just I'm all for a good for competition, but at the same time I'm tired of us like trying to take each other out at the same time.
Okay, I got you. Cause I was kind of confused. I'm like, Kendrick the player hater?
Yeah.
wait. How he the player hater though? I'm confused. I mean, I thought
Because I feel like he got used. I feel like the industry used him.
well, I feel like it was coordinated. I mean, as the dust settled and you go back and you listen to the podcast, like the Maury Malls, they got the interview with DJ Head. And when you hear, you can kind of see that this was something that why it happened, I don't know. But this was something that was definitely discussed. I don't know if it started off as competition. No, I believe it was orchestrated, but I don't know the purpose of it though. I mean, do you think it was specifically to try to take Drake down, or
it was just to kind of, it was to just put chinks in his armor. You know what I'm saying? Like make the fans, you know, turn the fans off. And and he was successful. I mean, I don't think he turned a majority of his fans off, but he turned people off to that artist.
So is 50 a player hater for what he did to Ja?
I would say no because of the history behind that.
Before that,
stabbing
okay.
and all that, it was real beef behind that. So, nah.
I mean, I understand the result of what happened, but I don't think what happened is player hater. I definitely think that whatever information was fed to Kendrick, it was information fed to Drake. I don't think that this was just like, all right, Kendrick, we want you to go in here and do this. I think Drake knew about it too. That's why the responses came back so quick.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I feel like Drake was rapping about it. This is the first time we ever heard an artist. He rapped about this, what was coming.
Right.
He rapped during it, and he rapped after it. Now, I go on record in saying that Drake is the most battle-tested MC of all time. And I don't think nobody else...
We gotta throw the game in there somewhere now. He know he about to lay it.
Yeah. But Game go after who comes for him. Like, well, wait, let me take that back.
No, I say he definitely a jump out there.
Yeah, he'll jump out there. You know what I'm saying? But
on the biggest level, though, I would say it was probably Drake. Yeah, Drake has been battle tested on the biggest level multiple times.
Game would just jump in some shit that ain't even had to do with him.
Nigga that's in the hood,
right?
He feel it.
Yeah, just so right. But Drake, you know, he gets sent for the most. People send for him, and he address them. Yeah, and that's what I respect the most. On top of the songwriting and all of that, the hit making. Like, nobody has answered the call, answered the bell the way he has.
Right.
Not even Hov. Because everybody nobody's sending for Hov like that.
You know what the problem is, though? Since it's been deemed that Drake has lost the battle, I think what's making it look bad is the bounce back. Drake's bounce back ain't sounding like what because he's been the victor in the other situations. I mean, people say Pusha T won the battle, but I feel like when you look at what was going on around that whole thing, because he wasn't just talking to Pusha, he was talking to Kanye too. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it was kind of like, because me personally, I like the Duppy diss. I don't care what nobody say. I thought the shit was hard. I thought it was hard.
That's what I was about to say next. I'm like,
because when you listen to Pusha diss, the big reveal is the son.
It's a tabloid.
But it wasn't. When you listen to the Pusha diss, it ain't like you listening to it going through it bar for bar. Like that was you know what I'm saying? So when people say it killed him and ended his career, it was just a big reveal. That
it was just a reveal.
We just didn't know, and it was like, yeah, that is a big deal though.
And that's the thing. It's like these rappers that like Pusha, like y'all are going away from y'all brands to like that's not Pusha's brand to be be voila, look, he got it. Like that's not even his lane. Like I feel like Kendrick completely abandoned his brand of music to diss somebody.
No, I don't think
This
that.
man was
I
all
disagree.
about black community coming together and like we are one and all of that. Like he was more of like a holistic type rapper. He went away from his whole brand.
Nah, I don't. I gotta disagree with that because
His
Kendrick.
brand wasn't jumping out there being salacious and all that.
No, I don't mean in that sense,
Yeah.
but I think because of what was said in the battle, we look at it for more than what it was, and I just look at it like a battle. I don't care what was said in it exactly. At the end of the day, to me, it's a battle. But when you look at what was said, when you say he was being salacious, and it sounded like defamation with the things he was putting out there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like I get that part, but I still keep it in the constraints of it was in the battle. You know what I'm saying? Whatever goes. If it's too much, then we judging that. But for me, it was just a battle. I don't think Drake was a pedophile or I never had that
Right,
inclination or nothing like that. It just seemed like,
The
hey,
educated fan knew that's
Yeah.
just bars.
that's the narrative
But
we gonna run with.
for the casual listener though, they
Think
like,
he was a
you know.
pedophile? Nah.
I mean, it was always a stretch, but it's like
Maybe him talking to younger women could seem a little way,
Yeah.
but I don't think anybody thought he was a
Yeah.
pedophile. I think Drake being mad about it made it bigger than what it was. You know what I'm saying? And then you got people who mess with Drake in the industry that I felt like was, sticking to Drake's narrative, so to speak. And you have people that were sticking to Kendrick's narrative. So I don't want to make it seem like it was, this or that way, but the bounce back, what happened after the dust settled is what's making Drake look like, as opposed to what Kenny said, in my opinion. That's just me though.
okay.
'Cause I feel like what he's been making lately, the fans have been saying that it ain't it. Now they like him in Party Next Door.
I was just getting ready
They
to
like
get
that.
into that.
They like that. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
hate. But I'm saying like before
I
that,
see
the
the-
singles he was dropping,
Yeah,
niggas went checking for those little drops he was throwing out.
the
to be
ones
honest.
after sexy songs.
Bef-
You talking about what did I miss? That
yeah.
That was
What
after.
did I miss? Yeah.
So sexy
I forgot
songs
that
for
came
you
out. You right. I
came
forgot
out
about that.
February 14th, 2025. Another one of those albums that came out earlier in the year, and I felt like that's another one that it stood the test of time. It's gonna be almost a year. You know what I'm
People
saying?
still playing it.
People still playing it. I feel like as far as there being a drop off or anything, I don't see it. I don't see it. And you got to look at this too. And I didn't want to spend too much time on this. The man went on tour, dropped the album for all the dogs,
All right.
got off tour, got dissed, entertained the battle, went back on tour
Right.
overseas, and then dropped Sexy Songs for You. So I feel like, yeah, okay, you know what I'm saying, they traded diss songs or whatever, but I don't really feel like there was no like drop off. Like I feel like he's still continuing to move forward. Like the wheels never stop turning.
His success hasn't changed. I just mean the sentiment. I don't feel like, well, because of the record labels, I feel like, in my opinion, maybe you don't hear Drake on the radio as much. Not saying that they don't play it. I'm just saying we remember what it was like when everybody was listening to Drake. It don't seem like everybody's listening to Drake like they once was. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I could be wrong, but it's like, even before you get the Sexy Songs for You, the album, the last album he made, not For All the Dogs, not the one with 21, but the album that he made before that, for me,
Certified Lover Boy.
that was the dance hall music one. I don't count that against one.
The dance one was Honestly Never Mind,
Okay, well, Certified Lover Boy.
which people love that album, by the way.
But I feel like it was a drop off from what Drake normally give you though. As far
That
as
was
the
just like
product.
that was another surprise drop though too. It's like
Right.
that was like for me as a fan, that was a bonus. That was just like
Okay.
That's like when Hov dropped Blueprint 2.1. It was like, oh, okay, all right, you gonna give us this. And that, I mean, but I respect everybody's opinion. I ain't want to stay too much on that
I
because,
got you.
again, that's from 2024,
Right.
2025. But I want to throw some albums out here, and I want to get. Did you hear him? If you didn't hear him, or if you did hear him, let me know some of your thoughts.
Right.
So we talked about Alfredo too. We talked about Life is Beautiful. Let God sort them out. Everything is a lot. Payroll Giovanni. If not me, then who?
I ain't take that one.
That Futuristic Summer Metro Boomin. That had a couple of big hits on there. Take Me Through There. A couple of G Herbo, Lil Herb. Wiz, Cushion Oranges too.
A little bit.
Tyler the Creator. Don't Tap the Glass.
I was.
What was the name of Jid album? God.
It was something with God. I know
Yeah,
you're talking
God Don't
about.
Like Ugly or something like
Yeah.
that.
God Does Like Ugly. I
God
think is
Does
what
Like
it's called.
Ugly. It's crazy because there's an album called God Don't Like Ugly by an artist named AJ Snow. I don't know if you ever heard of him. But then there's God Does Like Ugly by Jid. And both albums are, decent in their own right. Paradise by Young Nudie. I feel like that was one that kind of flew under the radar. And then Chance album, Starline.
Right.
I think that one kind of flew under the radar just a little bit, even though, it got love from some of the, like Joe and some of the big, media people spoke on the album. But I really enjoyed that one too. I feel like this is one that, people gonna have to sit with. It's one of the ones
That's a fact.
it's a slow burn.
I think listeners kind of got chance in a box, unfortunately, because
Yeah.
you look, not me, but I think people look at him and think he make this, but you don't know until you pop that album on, because he is this type of person, but he's another one, like, not saying like he's like Wale, but how he says things is he does it really well, and in reference to the content he's talking about in the song. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't get through the whole project with that, but everything I heard I liked. And I know he had a song on there that I know people was talking about, where he's talking about like challenging the church and Christianity. And it's things like that may come up in conversation, people talk about, not a lot, but when you hear it, then you be like, damn, okay, this kind of sparked my mind in a way that I didn't think it would. And I don't think people want to give it a chance all the way. And that's unfortunate because it's dope. It's dope.
Yeah, man. I just, I don't know if it's just me personally, like as I get older, my taste is just changing, man. And like what I want to hear. I understand that there's something out there for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, Young Boy, you know what I'm saying? There's tons of fans that love that.
Facts.
And I can appreciate it and understand where it falls in the whole universe of hip hop. But for me, man, I just like I need stuff that speak to my soul.
Nah,
I
that's
need
a
music
fact.
that speak to my soul, man. And like,
I saw you had sent the Young Nudie, and I remember just watching the 21 interview with Bank, and he kept bringing him up, and I realized that I had never really gotten a Young Nudie like that, but I did listen to a couple songs before we came to pod or whatever, just to try to, fill out what the project was doing. And I can see that if I had more time, I could find some appreciation in some of the songs, because he sounds like one of those guys that's like, not like a 21, but in reference to how I can appreciate a 21. Like, I go listen to a 21 album, and I know he ain't the most lyrical.
did you
know
listen
what I'm
to
saying?
his latest album?
I got through like 5 or 6 songs.
Yeah.
It was one song I kept going back to. I think it's something like Cup, Fresh Cup, or something Cup. But I like the beat on it. The beat on it's so crazy. But yeah, I like I mess with 21 though.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I was getting to. Young Nudie, he kind of reminded, like, he in that same vein as, like, I could appreciate him in that lane. You know what I'm saying? I like some of his beats. I like what he was saying a little bit. So
What you think about the F the Streets movement that he's trying to push?
I think if I'm being honest, only the street niggas is offended.
I agree.
It ain't no definitions to this shit. It's just people's perceptions of what the streets is.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be a whole lot of different perceptions, bro. Because it ain't the same as, we know it used to be back in the day. But it's like, you still got hood niggas who exist and they not necessarily street niggas. You know what I'm saying? Good job. Or handle their business in the streets like a hustler would. You know what I'm saying? But you have people who are in the hood that are just hood niggas. And I don't think that everybody's perspective is gonna reflect you shouldn't say fuck the streets, you know what I'm saying? Because and I understand why people are mad because it's okay. Give me a second. It's real pounds of flesh that been lost behind this street shit. You know what I'm saying? So they not gonna let that go. And I respect that. But when we look at the streets, man, it ain't gave us nothing, man. It's like we can't keep waiting street niggas can't keep waiting till they get to jail to realize I got dunced. You know what I'm saying? It's the niggas who ain't bamboozled. It ain't these niggas who out here who still living it, and they respect the game. If they go in for a little stint, come back out, they still think it's cool. But it's some niggas who really did that 20 and 30 and 40 that's like, no, bro, this really ain't. Be a hustle is cool. Go hustle. But all this other shit you want to do to come with it, no, bro. Because you ain't got to hustle drugs to hustle. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing.
And that's been proven time and time again.
Facts.
I get what he was saying because, I mean, of course you need context behind that statement. It's like defund the police. Like, it's way more conversation you got to have beyond that. But on the surface, what he's saying is like, we gotta change our perspective.
Right.
We're not saying F the streets. We saying that, like, man, we gotta feed the streets. We gotta change our mentalities.
Right.
And it's not, and the irony in all this is that you got your little mans with you. It's for them. That statement is for this next generation.
Facts.
So that they got the mentality that, like you said, I ain't gotta resort to certain things to survive. I ain't gotta resort to certain things to be successful. You know what I'm saying? I can hustle in my own way that ain't gonna land me in trouble and
cause me to have to hurt somebody.
Cause me to have to take somebody's life or something like that. So I think he just saying like, hey, let's put childish things behind us. Like, let's change the way we deal with each other. Hop on the phone with somebody, talk to them. Instead of running to the internet and all this, like all the foolishness, like, let's put it behind us.
Nah, I think where he's catching flack is because everybody, the whole snitching thing has become so big over these past, 3 or 4 years with Thug and Gunna, and whether he snitched, whether he did, well, we got new rules. It's a technicality. Right. I think that people look at it like that got something to do with it. Like, you saying this because you vouching for Thug and everything that's going on, and that ain't right. And I don't think he's saying that, but I think he's saying where I'm at is a result of what I'm seeing happen with Thug. You know what I'm saying? What I'm seeing happen, I know it's weak. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's saying like, let's look at this and let's learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see what happened with this. Like, how many examples do we need? You know what I'm saying? Just to take a different route. I'm all for people taking a different route, you know what I'm saying, to get to their goals, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? We come from a place that we got countless examples where the streets can end you up. And I just know for my little ones, I got a 16-year-old son, it's like, I want something different. I want something better for my next generation.
Exactly. I mean, and I think that because I listened to 21, a couple 21 interviews, and I seen a couple interviews. I got you, big man. I seen a couple interviews he done did with Ak, and even in the interview with Ak, he done admitted that, man, I want to make different music, but they don't want that from me. Like, they don't want me to make different music. So to hear him say this, fuck the streets, it's not far-fetched to me because I know that he a smart dude. He kind of already been there, but I can tell that either he know he can't be the one to make this movement go, or they don't want to.
Daddy, I want to play this one.
I got you. Or he don't know who to give it to make it go. You know what I'm saying? But he wanted to do it. He wanted to mean it. And I feel like once everybody came out like, nah, you can't say that, you da 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 da, and he went back on it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They changed his opinion.
Yeah, it's just context though, man. It's like people wanted to take it literally for what it says, but it's a lot more than that. And I actually heard a little clip from Deontay Cal from the Grits and Eggs podcast, and he was talking about, well, okay, well, if it's F the streets, then well, let's feed the streets, let's repair the streets, let's what I'm saying, let's put resources in the streets, like let's really put an action plan behind it, and not just put a statement out there. Let's change. Let's try to change the streets, change our neighborhoods.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Give our youth more resources and opportunity to succeed.
Right.
I got it, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody not gonna get it. People gonna try to run with just the headline and just say.
I think they feel like he's saying fuck us. That's what I feel. I feel
Right.
like street niggas are saying like, what you mean for like nigga, you fuck me? Nigga, like
and they
you
saying
know
like,
me.
well, you made your popularity in hip hop off the streets. Like your music was based, but you live and you learn.
I don't like that though, because I'm rapping my life, bro. It ain't
Right.
like I'm fake and I chose to rap about the streets to get money. I live this life. I got a right to rap. Not me, I'm saying 21. If I'm
staying true to
21, I
myself.
got a right to rap about what I done been through, bro.
Yeah,
So how
yeah.
y'all gonna say, not saying that, like I say, I know 21 know that he get what they saying. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like that they trying to spin that on him. Like, you made your money off the streets. Like, I
Yeah,
get what you
yeah.
mean. Yeah, but I lived it though.
Yeah.
If anybody can make money off of the streets, a nigga who lived it can. Nigga, who
Right.
else gonna make money off? You want a nigga who didn't live it to make money off the streets?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what y'all really want out of this?
And at the same time, it's like if anybody gonna say let's ditch this mentality, like it's somebody who lived it and have dealt with the consequences of it. The lost brothers, lost family members.
Exactly.
Like he got every right to say,
Come on, fuck
hey,
the streets.
This ain't it, y'all. This
I mean,
ain't it.
what the whole thing is, he ain't the first one to say it. You know what I'm saying? He's just the
Yeah.
biggest person of his
Of that
stature to
genre,
say it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's the first person to say it. There's plenty niggas that I'm talking about people in real life, not rappers, entertainers that feel like fuck this. It didn't give me nothing. It didn't give me nothing. It took friends. It took people in the community. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't really build, I ain't gonna say you can't, but it's hard to build a sustainable life when your life revolves around making money in the streets or being a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like, it really ain't too much up from it. I mean, you gonna make all the money you can make being illegal, then what? Once you get to the top with all the money, then what? All the attention on you. You can't go buy nothing they gonna know. That money dirty.
Yeah, right,
What
right.
y'all really want from this, bro? Like,
Yeah.
I
And
ain't
there's
like
ways
that
out
like
here
that.
though, man. It's like I feel like I'm living proof that it's ways, it's other ways, man,
That's
to
a
do
fact.
it. Do
It's-
it
it
another
ain't-
way.
it ain't-
We got too many tools, man.
We so seduced by wanting to be rich, bro. Like
Right.
everybody wants to be rich, that because the internet is showing more people who appear to be rich or who are actually making more money, people think that it's easy.
Yeah.
Rich people make up the 1%, bro.
Yeah.
Think about that. If you don't know nothing else, you know it's 100%. And 99 other people don't got what 1% of people. That means it's not easy to get, bro. I don't give a fuck what you see on Instagram, Facebook, music videos, bro. If they ain't up there, they not too far from you in the 99 or the 90, however you want to look at
And
it.
then we got to understand that there's rich and there's wealthy.
Facts.
And that's just two different stratospheres, man. But man, I'm glad you touched on those things, man. We're gonna move on to the next topic.
Word.
To my people out there, man, I'm still battling the cold. So if I sound a little nasally, excuse me, all right? I'm trying to deliver this content.
All right, we gonna thug it out.
But a hip hop staple, one of the pillars I feel like of hip hop is Hot 97.
Oh no.
And I'm somebody who I don't live in New York, but I used to listen to Hot 97, and it made me feel like I was in New York. It made me feel like, man, I know what it's like to be in Brooklyn and all of that. So With that being said, man, Ebro in the morning show for Hot 97, about 2-3 weeks ago, was officially canceled.
Yeah.
And you got people that, hey, good riddance, and you got people that's sad about it. But honestly, I'm one of them people that's saying good riddance as well. But my reason may be different from Frankie's. But my reasoning is because Ebro, Funk Flex, a lot of the higher ranking officials at High 97, they didn't know how to pass the ball. They didn't know how to scoot over. You know what I'm saying? For new talent, they didn't usher in new talent. They stifled their new talent. As far as the show, the same segments, the same topics, and it was just it grew stale, man. It grew stale.
Oh, that's a fact, man. My thing with Ebro is I'm not gonna say he thought he was Funk Flex, but I think Ebro he didn't realize that times was changing,
Yeah.
and he just kept looking at it like, all right, we see what Flex is and what he became,
Right.
and he just thought he was entitled to be next in line. And when you
Yeah.
come up here, you show me a certain respect because you know I'm
Ebro.
Nobody care about none of that, bro.
I play your music, and
Nobody-
also, like, he didn't respect like new forms of media enough. I feel like he felt like people had to go through him to get their record played.
See what? Look, I was literally thinking about how I wanted to talk about this conversation. 'Cause I wanted to go through the history. And when you think about the history, you had Flex. I mean, first you got Hot 97, legendary radio station. Whoever was on that is just the entity of Hot 97, the freestyles, what we know it for, you know, the people that was on it that came and went, God rest his soul, my man, I can't think of my man, K-Slay. K-Slay.
Yes,
you know,
K-Slay.
just everybody, but I feel like Funk Flex ascended and he got his spot and it solidified. And I feel like since Ebro been in the game so long, he just knew he was next. And then he did get a shot. But what happened is the Breakfast Club jumped over them. And you know, people like to say that, well, I think they like to credit Ray J to their success and that viral moment put them on but it wasn't that. See, what the Breakfast Club didn't realize was that for the first time, we was getting daily content of radio. And we ain't never seen that before.
Right.
We had never seen daily content. Now, don't get me wrong, Sway had the freestyles. I want to say Ebro and them had a YouTube, but when nobody doing it every day like Breakfast Club, when we started seeing it, it's like, hey, we getting the news every day on hip hop, bro. And Charlamagne was going crazy. Forget Ray J. People didn't like Charlamagne, but it was funny at the time because I was younger.
Yeah.
And I was more immature. So having a person like Charlamagne on the radio who was gonna say the kind of snarky shit or the funny shit or the borderline disrespectful shit, you kind of wanted that. You wanted to hear the slight comedic drama that was coming from Charlamagne. Whether they say they hated him or not, you appreciated it when it was happening. That's why that shit blew up. That's why I was constantly growing. I just feel like Ebro was just constantly hating. How he over me? I'm Ebro.
Right.
I was next. I'm
Yeah.
Hot 97. And then when artists come up there, it's like he's just bitter or some shit. It's just like
With
he
young
was
artists.
expecting niggas to just like kiss his ass. Like, oh man, let me rap for you because you Ebro. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Right. For
like
instance, it's his clip going around of him and Lil Uzi, and he trying to make Uzi rap.
yeah, I was watching
Prove
that.
himself with the bars and stuff. Like, that's not who Uzi is. If you were
Kodak too.
Yeah, and if you were studied on, if you was like aware of who these artists are, you wouldn't have them up there trying to rap like they Papoose or something. That's not who they are.
Facts.
And then you go to, they had talent coming through there that they didn't let bubble to the top. You had Deani, Scotty Beam. She was a producer. Her mother worked for WBLS.
Yeah, Scotty.
She should have been somebody who was pushed to the forefront. Look at what Charlamagne and them is doing with Breakfast Club now. You bringing in a Just Hilarious.
Right.
Yee left. You bring in 2 more black women. You're empowering the youth and you're empowering black women. The fans see that.
Right.
You had Peter Rosenberg, one of the first hip hop, the first hip hop podcast is Juan Epstein. That was one of the first podcasts I ever listened to, period.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to empower that. You're supposed to, I'm not saying that Peter had what it takes to be the main host or anything, or be an A mic, But man, you stifle his growth. He just
Yeah.
he just accepted his role as I'ma just be the beat mic or whatever. But I watched that show. I listened to the show on SoundCloud. Now they did put stuff out. Like I would listen on SoundCloud. They put interviews on YouTube, but it just
It was too late.
the production value wasn't the same, man. And I just feel like they didn't facilitate the talent that they had. So of course, when you get bought, people don't know that a company here in Indianapolis is the parent company. Well, was the parent company of Hot 97, MS Communications.
Okay.
And they were based here in downtown in Indianapolis. They were bought by a company called MediaCo, and MediaCo was the ones who made that call to take them off the air. You know what I'm saying? They probably weren't generating the same ad revenue. They probably just want to go into a different direction.
Yeah.
But as far as Ebro, man, he's a great interviewer, man. But bro, you're 50, bro. You're 50.
I'm not gonna hold that against Ebro at his age because, I mean, now that I'm looking around, everybody getting up there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Joe Budden and Charlemagne used to make fun of Flex for being so old and still on radio.
Right.
Joe
They
Budden
right
40,
behind him.
Joe Budden 46. That's what I'm saying. Like, you 46, and it's like we gotta understand what we appreciate, man.
But there's room for it though. There's room for it.
that's
But
a fact.
it's like musical chairs though. It's like you can age in hip hop, but you just gotta know your place. You gotta know like, okay, it's time for me
Right.
to just be the program director. Or no, it's time for me to just be in the background and be.
With respect to radio, though, it's hard to bring new people in. I'm gonna be honest because when you think about how we grew up, disc jockeys normally it's really kind of for life. Like you think about Tom Joyner,
The good
that's,
ones.
that's for life,
Right,
You know
but
what I'm saying? Like
you switch formats though. You know what I'm saying? Like the same person who's doing the hip hop and R&B, the young people stuff. As you get older, you should be with the contemporary R&B. Now you should go to the jazz station. Now you go to there should be places for as you age.
see, but the problem is now you talking about business. Now the
Yeah.
audience know who we know. You know what I'm saying? So you take them to jazz people don't know Funk Flex.
Yeah.
And then, I think you got to equate business in some of these decisions, you know what I'm saying? So, I honestly, I don't think Ebro and them was probably fell off that much as far as the ratings. I just think that the economy, not take it outside of music real quick, the economy is changing. You know what I'm saying? And with the economy, people are looking at best, the best, the best. Like, if you go apply for the job, they only really, for real this time, people, they only looking for the best. Like, you have to be the best. I don't care what you're doing, but they only want the best because they know they have technology to supplement what's going to be the rest of it.
Yeah.
So I think that they just went with keeping the best of the best. So they kept a Flex. They kept the, what's the young DJ that everybody like in New York now? It's like a young white kid. I can't think of his name. But he be playing a lot of the drill stuff, showing the love.
Is it Drewski?
I think Drewski. You know what I'm saying? So I think they kept him too. So I think they just keeping because he's young, Flex old. You know what I'm saying? But you capture him a lot of the audience right there.
It's like
you
the
know what I'm saying?
league. Like you go from being a player, then you might go
I
to
got you
being
on
an
that.
analyst.
True
Then you
that.
might go to being a coach. Then you might be a GM. You're still in the industry.
Facts.
Like Ebro's not leaving the industry, but bro, it's time to take your jersey off and be a coach or be a GM. That's how I equate it. Like Charlemagne, eventually, like I feel like eventually he may move on, do something else. I just feel like we have to have an evolution. Like we showing the evolution as far as like like the rappers, the artists, but as far as like our media people, we got to have a different path of evolution so that we don't get caught up in Funk Flex still spinning 5-year-old records and ASAP right. Like it just to me it seems inauthentic.
Yeah, I mean, the people at the top don't know it yet because I guess from what they say, Flex is one that he protects his business interests. So he's not just disc jockeying. He's probably going to the meetings. He's probably talking to some of the people who own the company. And I mean, I'm not mad at him for creating leverage. I listen to them talk and they say, oh yeah, Flex, he wanna, he played the corporate stuff. I'm real. I don't do that.
Right,
Nah,
right.
you real stupid. That's
Yeah,
why
you're real
you are
stupid.
where you at. Because
Yes.
Flex, one thing about Flex, one thing about Charlamagne and everybody else, when you listen to how they talk, they're creating things for when they do eventually leave radio
Yes.
or on the side of radio. And it just don't sound like, I'm not mad that radio was your life because I'm sure it created a great life for you. I ain't hating on that because they pay good money. You're in New York. You're in the
Yeah.
biggest spot, putting on these airwaves. But at the same time that, like when you expect it to be, like you said, when do you expect it to be over?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't get fired, when you gonna
And
quit?
when do you
know
pull
what
up
I'm
new
saying?
talent though? You know how many
Yeah,
people
because it
wanted
is
to
a lot
be
of
on the
people.
radio?
That's a fact. It is
When do
about
you-
time, man. It is about that time.
That's what it's
to
about.
phase it
Like
out.
how many assists do you got? You look at Charlamagne, he's leading the league in radio assists. When it comes to the podcast network, he putting people on. When it comes to the book imprint, he got people getting book deals and stuff like that. Like, when do you diversify? You know, you got to get off that pot. Especially with radio, it's like people say radio is a dying format. I don't really agree with it, but the ad dollars is being spent elsewhere, meaning that radio stations have to downsize because of that. If Pepsi not spending all their money with radio,
Right.
they going to these different outlets. You got podcasters that's getting these sponsorships now. Those sponsorships
fact.
used to go to the radio. So it's like adopt or die, barbecue or mildew. And you know what I'm saying? That's what happened with them, man. And much love to them. You know what I'm saying? Rosenberg, you're not that entertaining, bro. You're just not that entertaining. And I don't want my hip hop news.
From Rosenberg.
No,
I
don't.
actually like Rosenberg for his hip hop knowledge. That's one thing I will give to him.
Yeah.
I think that
History. He's a historian.
I think that when you got the knowledge he got, you're able to ask different questions, and I think it's a platform for somebody like that. I'm like you though. I don't think that's with Ebro though, and I don't know if that's by himself neither. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like how he can. When you made that album, I heard an interview and you said this, and it made me think. On that song, did you da 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 da? And it's like stuff like that where it's kind of like a real hip hop head be like, I can't believe he asked. I thought that too. You know what I'm saying? So it be shit like that where
You said Ebro or Rosenberg?
No, Peter Rosenberg.
Okay.
Yeah, I never really looked at Ebro as like a super hip hop head. Not saying he not. I'm just saying as far as like when you hear Peter talking in interviews, the questions he asks are more centered
You can
around.
tell he like really
Delve deep
into it. He a fan, yeah.
Yeah.
Ebro don't come off like he a fan. He come off like he the authority.
Yeah. So what you working on, man? Come on, tell me something.
Yeah, tell me.
Fuck
Yeah,
it.
why don't you spit something real quick? And it's like
Yeah.
you naturally that repels you away.
Yeah.
Like, who is you?
And and I ain't gonna lie, for our generation, I didn't like that he blamed 50 for New York music.
Yeah.
Not saying that, I guess from their point of view, it probably didn't have some validity to it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I ain't like that he said that because I felt like during the time when 50 was making music, I don't recall a lot of tight music coming out of New York like that first year. Like that first Get Rich or Die Trying drops, and then it's like, all right, it's all 50. Beg for Mercy come right after. I'm not saying that people weren't making, music, but when you think about how he went at Fat Joe because of the whole Ja Rule and New York and all that was going on, I feel like what do you remember that came out during that time that was like, because what you gonna say is gonna be the South. It probably won't be New York.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Black Album came out during that era.
But I mean, that was supposed to be his last album, so that had its own little.
Right. That's a whole other conversation. How that marketing tactic of like, oh, this is my last one.
Right.
But yeah, that's what jumps out to me. And as far as 50 being, I really feel like that 50 beef that came from a real place. It wasn't just like
that's a fact.
I don't like you thing. The Kendrick and Drake thing was more of a like I want your spot. The 50 shit was more, it was deeper because of the
You think Kendrick on Drake's spot?
not in the way like he wanted like the top spot is like as far as like I'm the one, but like he didn't want to be like the superstar, like the whole like you know what I'm saying? He didn't want like the
I think In my opinion,
I think it's just like the stat of like being number one, not like everything that comes with the glitz and the glam and all that. It's just the acclaim.
I think Kendrick wanted to try to prove
Like this, that
what
real
people
shit. And
thought
this ain't.
about it on the outside. Look, people look at Drake like an artist, and people look at Kendrick like he's lyrical or however you want to label him. You know what I'm saying? And I think he wanted to have a platform to show, hey, I can show you that I'm nice, but I don't think he wanted to be, like you said, number one. I make all the music for everybody, love
Like I
me.
want all the
You know what I'm
magazine
saying?
covers and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think Kendrick come out the house enough to want
Fame,
to be
like,
like
yeah,
that.
not the
Yeah,
fame. Yeah.
but I want to slide back to Larry June because, especially since we're talking about hip hop, do you think Larry June is hip hop?
Absolutely.
Why do you think that though?
Because what we talk about with 21, he's staying true to his actual life. He's staying true to his true interests. He's not trying to give people what he thinks they want. Like, nah, this is me. Authenticity is hip hop.
Right.
And that's what he gives you. Authenticity. Just as much authenticity that a 50 gives you, that a 21 gives you, that's what Larry June gives you. It's just not the same content. It's just not the same content, but it is hip hop.
I asked that because, in my opinion, it's like people who I feel like are rappers who like, I guess like a hip hop heads, they incorporate in their music. And I don't feel like June does that a lot. I don't feel like he incorporate what we look at as hip hop. Now I'm gonna explain because I don't want you to be lost right now.
Okay.
Okay, so when I say that, I mean in that sense of when hip hop was first born, uh, it had a message. You know what I'm saying? Is what they was talking about, where they was from, yada yada. As the next generation came about, you know how we look at the 2010s, the Gibbs, Nips, Shines, Wale's, whoever you throw in that mixture. How they gave us hip hop was a reflection of how we heard hip hop, meaning they incorporate they sample the message of hip hop. So what I mean by that is like, all right, the first generation created the message. Now, when you understand hip hop and you listen to everything, now you sample the message. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you
Build off of it.
You forward the message.
Right, because I feel like that's like
What is the message?
see, and that's the hard part to explain. That's why I'm because it's like, all right, when you hear Dom Kennedy,
Okay.
Get Home Safely, and I always bring this story up. When he has the woman narrating, he got
Yes.
that from the Warriors, of course. But before he did that, right hand of God, Famo told me he wanted to do that. So to me, that says that this is something that is traveling within the music that you kind of pick up on when you really delving into this shit. So it's like, all right, then you get something like a Spitter, where it's like he over the slow beat, but he's choosing to use the message of Juvenile. You a paper chaser, you got your block on fire, remain in the G. But that's from high. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is he's doing this to show his hip hop knowledge. You know what I'm saying? He's incorporating these things because this message still applies. But at the same time, this is what I'm showing you what I know. You know what I'm saying? Not just by the beats I do,
Okay.
but about
What I can recall.
what I took in from this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I just when I said that and I thought about Larry June catalog, and he does have some beats where I know he knows something, but his music don't necessarily reflect what I look at as like this invisible code that's traveling through artists. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was thinking about it. Because I'm like, I'm listening to the Larry Jones and I'm listening to the Larry and 2 Chainz, and Chainz is Chainz.
Yeah.
But I know June gonna give me what June gonna give me, and that ain't too outside of the box of what he gonna do. But I don't want to be a hater. I don't know how long that could make his career last though, because it's essentially gonna be the same smooth beats, flipped a different way, and it's some smooth rhymes, but it's gonna show progression. But it's still gonna be some smooth reality rap. But I don't know. Besides him changing the tempos of beats, does he have more versatility to him? He talk about some of everything on the track, but he don't make specific songs like talking about
and
it.
I think that comes from sticking to the same producers too. You know, sticking to Cardo, sticking to Sledger, sticking to Alchemist. You know, you're gonna get sticking to Harry Fraud. You gonna develop a brand of music where it all kind of goes hand in hand. But I feel like there's a chance for him to continue to have longevity just for the same reasons that Spitter does, because Spitter does not go too far out of his realm. And that's what people appreciate about him. You're not gonna have he gonna give you some stuff, but like he gonna stay at his core. He gonna keep it true to himself. And I think that we need that more than ever, man, in hip hop, man. Like, remember when it used to be you had to come in and talk about violence. You had to come in and talk about that. Even if that wasn't even you, it's like your entry point had to be like, I sold this, I did that,
right,
and all of that. But then, you know, now we finally got rappers who's really like, I paid my taxes. Like, you know how many people need to hear, like, I woke up, paid my taxes, and I went and picked my kids up from school. Like, I love that. I feel like it's setting the template for the next generation of artists, so where they have an entry point now where it's like, I don't have to have this grandiose story. It's like, and I can really just talk about, hey, if I grew up in the suburbs and I used to ride my bikes with my friends and skate or whatever it is you do, I can do that. I feel like this is uncharted territory in hip hop where we don't have to rap about having all the money. We don't have to, it don't have to be so braggadocious no more.
Right.
And I feel like that takes the pressure away from new artists to getting into it. Cause like, when y'all was getting into music or whatever, did you feel pressure to have to touch on certain topics that may be a little bit of a stretch from who you were at your core?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like even if you didn't feel the pressure where rap music was, where depending on your environment, it just seemed like, like you said, it just seemed like I don't want to say I felt pressure, but I just still felt like I had to rap like that. Cause I just felt like that was the template. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the niggas that I see making it or who want to get involved in rap, they rap like this. And this is at a time before the internet. So what you were getting in music videos was probably some street shit, you know what I'm saying? Or just some hard rap music. The stuff that came in between, like when I watched videos and started paying attention to music more, I know Tribe was around, but it wasn't relevant, I feel like, to the masses. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, they was a huge rap group, don't get me wrong, but I mean, when you look at the Tupacs, the Biggies, the Scarface, the Ice Cubes, there's more of them than you're gonna get of a Tribe. So it kind of make them kind of minimize when you don't got enough of that to let that message be seen. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it do take for you to think for yourself to get out of that. And it took for me to think for myself to realize I don't live this life. This ain't me. And let me see if I can find a way to rap about some shit that's me, but still sound tight. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, maybe that's where the shift started happening. That's why that's why you get that whole class of the 2008, 9, 7 to 2010. That's why you get that, because they grew up thinking, hey man, I don't want to rap like that. I mean, I can imagine just a Spitter who was on Squad Up rapping with Wayne.
Yeah.
Not saying he probably wasn't around some street shit, but like all the shit he was rapping about, he knew he wasn't really doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta break away from this, and he
Yes.
did that. You know what I'm saying? So
And I feel like that was the best move for him because that
Facts.
added about 20 years to his
man.
career, man.
He would have never
Staying true to
became this.
self.
He would have. I don't think because he was. Who else was in Squad Up? Because I knew Currency because he left,
Yeah.
but I don't even know who. I mean, what?
Magnane, who else was it? It was like
I ain't gonna
really
lie.
know.
I went. When the Squad Up was going on, it was really a show for Wayne.
It was a show for
It was a
Wayne.
show for Wayne, even though they was
He was
there.
getting off on those.
And
man.
come on, man, he was going crazy on niggas' beats. But
Bull and Gotti and all that.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's but I'm like, I don't think they was in Squad Up. But yeah, man. I wanted to touch on this before we wrap it up. I don't know how much time we got on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
I had proposed a question to you because I keep seeing people get mad about the post 50 put up and the sentiment in the comments. Some people feel like 50 a bully. I don't think he a bully, but for the sake of this conversation, I had asked, do you think that 50 is the best bully that hip hop has had / needed when you think about the Suge Knights, the Jay Princes, and I said for the sake of the conversation, you know, disgruntled artists feeling like they ain't get paid. I threw Birdman and Diddy in there. You know what I'm saying? Now with the Diddy doc, you see he was a little bit more, he can get you touched up a little bit. I don't know if Birdman was doing that to his artists, but he definitely ain't paying them like how they feel they should have got paid. But yeah, I want to see what you think. I'm responding to that.
Well, I'll start off
Best
by
bully.
saying that the term best bully to me don't even, it's like an oxymoron. I would say biggest.
Okay,
You know, who the
biggest bully.
biggest. So when it comes to 50, man, honestly, like, I feel like, man, because of what 50 went through, it turned him into who he is, man. Like, the person who is more of like a, to himself, I'm gonna do it on my own. And, you know, his whole mindset changed after getting shot and all that.
Right.
So I feel like his circumstances turned him into that. Same thing for the other ones too, but I feel like I don't love what 50 is doing, you know, especially with this doc he just put out.
You don't like he did the doc?
I just feel like, man, all of them, I just speak for all of them. We can bully each other, but
As
we
black
can't,
people.
as black
Okay.
people, but we can't bully the powers that be. And that's what I'm looking at. And when we gonna bully the real bullies? Who gonna bully Trump? Who gonna bully like some of these? You know what I'm saying? Who, instead of making a Diddy documentary, why you ain't make an Epstein documentary? Like who gonna have the, you know, I'm just saying, like, when we gonna bully the actual bullies? You know what I'm saying? We can beat up each other so much, man. I'm tired of us taking each other out.
Hey,
like,
man.
like, you know, I know I'm on some conscious shit right now, but like,
Hey, I got the same answer going back to my neighborhood spit podcast. Hey, you mess with the powers, man, you die. I don't know how else to say it, man. Either career dies or you die,
And
bro.
that's
The message is clear.
and that's why I don't really respect it, because ain't nobody showed me y'all got the courage. The only person that really had the courage is Kanye to really speak up to the real powers in the world. In this world, the only person that really took that chance of losing everything and putting it all on the line was Ye. Everybody else, we can fight amongst each other. That's easy. Like, you could easily beef with Mano. You could easily beef with them. They're not even in your stratosphere, 50. They don't have the resources to beef with you like that.
What did Kanye do exactly? Because I don't.
Speaking on the Jews, you know, speaking on George Bush when Katrina happened. That was like one of the first times.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You ain't gonna see 50 talking about Donald Trump, this race, or you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. You ain't gonna see that because it's too much at stake on a corporate level. And we gotta understand 50 is a corporate man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna speak on the people the people that you partner with for the for your liquor brands or the people at Stars or whatever. You ain't gonna go against the people at Stars.
I mean, I think you. I,
Not saying you have to, but like,
I think what happens is when you black and successful,
we try to take each
you
other
have to
out.
do so much by yourself
Yeah.
that it's hard to have. It's hard to have together at the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you rap, but you want to make clothes. I rap, but I want to make movies. All we got is rap in common, but you can't help me in these board meetings because maybe you know some people, but how can I make this business work?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you get to that level, only person he can talk to, which he's made mention of, is a Tyler Perry or
Right.
maybe a Spike if you want to. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he'll reach out to them guys, but
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, as far as like, we don't have any structures. We don't own any industries, is what I meant to say. We don't have an industry where we can put ourselves in power on any level. And it's like we're still fighting to even have a structure. Like we're just getting to the point where we got platforms,
Right.
but not a whole industry of nothing. Like,
Yeah.
so I think that we don't realize how far and how not far we've come.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I want to say. That's what I want to say, man. I'm not mad at 50 making the Diddy doc. Because he has his own personal reasons that he wanted to make it.
Right.
And at the same time, I'm gonna say some real shit. I'd rather a black man make money off Diddy than a white man. I don't want to see the Hulu doc. I want to see the black. And I watched
Yeah.
the black man doc.
Yeah.
I don't care how bad it was, and I know it don't sound, but we gotta have some bigger picture
I will
conversations
say
too.
it's the best doc out of all of the Tubi ones, the Hulu ones. That was the one that kind of made the most sense to me.
Man.
Even though some of the stuff was far fetched, that was the one that came from a more. And honestly, it came from a more human place, like a psychological place where, like, okay, this is why this is happening. Why was he doing this? And connecting certain things.
Right.
So I do get it, man. But nah, I am tired of us trying to take each other out, man. Like we need more collaboration. I feel like as black men, we don't collaborate enough. Imagine how much stronger we would be if we was willing to collaborate. Everybody want to be a chief.
See, but there's another thing I'm realizing. Collaborating ain't as easy as it sounds. That's why it's so hard for us to come together because everybody has their own me factor in every situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And people don't go in thinking, I want to do what's best for the collective. People go in thinking, let's work together so I can get the most out of my me situation in this.
Right.
Like now, like, you know, 50's, he got some stuff that he gonna work on with Cam. Now, Cam, like I say, my favorite artist. So, and at the time of high school, Zyon was running shit. So to see 50 and Cam to come together finally, man, I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Even
But-
seeing Mason Cam collaborate on their show, like,
Right.
it's beautiful to see.
But I like everybody really don't think of like how you think they do. Like
You don't have to think alike to collab.
a person might be successful. Like I said, a person might be successful in one aspect of business, but he really don't understand business. He just got okay. He just got successful because of opportunity. Maybe it was just original, something new. It's other circumstances that garner success that people look at it and think, oh, well, we successful, you successful, let's work together because we both successful. And it's like, nah, you don't really think like me. Like, how I gonna make a movie with you, then it come out, you got a rape case. Then I look
you
bad.
talking about like principle wise.
Yeah, I just mean everything that's involved
I
in
can't
coming
stand this.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
so it's like, you know, I have to be able to feel like I can trust you.
Yeah.
Which is hard for black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's very hard for black people to trust each other, man.
Yeah.
Everybody, like I said, they got that me factor and everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
But just going back real quick, man, like I think 50 is the best, I'm gonna say best bully. And I'm gonna say best bully because I don't feel like the people that was under him can look back and say that he treated me like the other bullies were. Like Suge was smacking this artist around, had gang people beating up niggas,
Suge tried to lead with like
physical,
with power, like with
physical power.
strength and stuff. And you see where he ended up. I feel like it's a lesson to be learned with Suge because the way he led was the way he ended up. That was his demise.
Exactly.
You know, the physicality and all that. 50 is gonna kill you strategically. He's gonna kill you in a way where like he ain't gonna go to jail behind his shit. He's gonna kill you in a way that's gonna stifle your career. He may buy the building that you partner in. He's gonna do it in a way where like I'm gonna pick you apart in ways that you can't touch me in.
50 saying, I'm gonna find your weakness. You got one somewhere.
I'm gonna pick you apart. Yeah.
I'm gonna find that weakness and I'm gonna take it. That's mine now. But I don't think that like when people call 50 a bully now because of the post he make, I think people think like 50's like some guy that's sitting around wasting time trying to find a way to joke on people. I'm like, nah, I think people are making these posts and he's just reposting it, but it's 50 doing it. Like anybody else can laugh, but once you go on his page, it's a different platform. So it make it look like, hey man, he always coming at people. But it's like, nah, I just thought it was funny like y'all did. I saw this had 100,000 likes, I got it.
Yeah.
Now I'll put it up, now I'm the bad guy. Or, you know, he do got points where he go at people, but I feel like 50, he thrive off loyalty. You disloyal, he come at you. Right. Or if you come at him, he come back. But I haven't really seen 50 be the protagonist. I mean, not protagonist. I haven't really seen him be the aggressor in every situation because he understands what it comes with. He's a smart dude. He don't want to lose money.
I agree with you there. He probably is the best at what he do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, overall, man, I'm just call me a peacemaker or whatever. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I really been immersed in hip hop and black music for like 30 years, I feel like at this point.
Right.
Since I've been like 7, 8 years old, man. And like, you know what I'm saying? I want to see things move forward. You know, I'm tired of seeing Soulja Boy. You know, I've been online. I'm tired of seeing Blueface. I feel like he looks like a damn idiot. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he looks like an idiot.
I really couldn't believe Shannon had him on there. Like, not judging it, but I'm just like,
we be looking like fools sometimes, man. And we don't, for the entertainment factor, we laugh at it and all that. But it's like, bro, like, you look like a fool, my boy.
Like
you got out, you got your whole face
tatted up, looking like, what was the homeboy name? Bunk Gang?
Bro, yeah.
I was looking at Shannon like, man, you got a certain stature, bro. Like, I don't know where you going now, but
you boxing yourself in, you painting yourself in the corner, bro.
It's like, you just like, man, let me just grab something, man. Maybe I can go viral.
Music ain't that hard. It's like, what y'all gonna do, man? How you gonna pivot? How you gonna pivot? I'm just thinking about that though. Like, man, like how do we transcend? You know what I'm saying? How do we diversify ourselves? You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the saddest thing about being famous is not knowing how to convert your fame into money.
Yes.
Because it's a lot of people that do, and it just seems as if like, all right, you Blueface. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, Jake Paul, I'm on the internet. How can I make more money? Man, I like boxing. Man, let me see if I can get somebody to box me. You know what I'm saying? And he just ran with it. But I think we just have a hard time finding our niche. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, like I say, we know Blueface. All it takes for Blueface is to come out with something that he could sell. And he could, you know, be successful. It ain't got to be rap. It ain't got to be nothing. It's just you're at the point now where you're famous and it's like, I mean, agreeing with more what you saying, I would want it to be something positive. But at the same time, it's just like, it's so many people like that's just sitting around waiting for an interview or waiting for somebody to come give them something. It's like, man, you don't know how much leverage you got. Like if I just had fame, not that I want it, but if I'll be making man, I got these pencils. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like Ray J out here, man. My glass is full. You seen them four times?
Like everything, like with Master P. Like I mean, of course, like we not buying that cereal and stuff, but the fact that he had the courage to be like, hey, I have a product for sale. Whenever you see me like sitting down for an interview, I have something to convert that into a profit. I'm not just sitting down just to be sitting down just so my name
Facts.
can be viral and I can be in the headlines. I'm
Right.
converting this. Hey, go see my movie.
Right.
Go watch my stand up. It's too
Noodles. P-head noodles. I don't mean
noodles.
to cut. And I'm, hey, for a second, hey, who's some niggas buying them noodles,
Yeah.
man? I
I'm
ain't
not
buying,
about to
but
just come on the Breakfast Club just so I can talk crazy about somebody. Now we talking about that for the next week.
right.
It's like, no, watch my show, or here's my concert I'm having, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I want to see us stop as Black people, just stop like just being like the circus, and
Yeah.
and really
The people,
solidify ourselves.
but it's the system though, man. But I still blame us. But
The
when you,
consumers.
yeah, I blame the consumers. I blame us as a people. But at the same time, when you got people that's going to give you money for it, they say,
Yeah.
"Well, I'll do it." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They say, "Well, I'll do it if you're gonna give me." And when you think about it, man, I'm gonna say something that I feel like people don't say no more, man. I just feel like a lot of people aren't that smart anymore, man. Like, I don't know where it started tapering off, man, but
Yeah.
when I say a lot of people, I mean when you talk about overall, I feel like it's more people who are not at a certain level. You know what I'm saying? Like it used to be. I just feel like everybody used to have way more common sense and understanding about life, and I just feel like now it's a lot of younger people who, like I said, it's still people that are smart and doing their thing, but what we see, it looks like it's a lot of young people and people that's under us that are just not that.
We got people that want the attention but can't convert the attention into currency,
Those facts.
and that is a tough thing.
Those
It
facts.
is, man. But yeah, man, I think how I want to end this podcast off, man. I want to talk to you about fatherhood, man. Listen, if you want to be a guest on this show and you got a child, whatever, hey, bring the babies, man. I'm a father too, man. But I'm gonna ask you, man, like you still kind of new in this game, man. You know what I'm saying? How does it feel, man, being a dad?
Like I was just telling you, literally, before we start, I got you, big man. Uh, it's not the aspect of being a father that I say like kind of worries me. It's uh, am I doing it right? Did I say that right? Did I reinforce it to make sure you understood? Because when you look at yourself, you don't realize how I kind of came out to just be someone that possibly my parents could be proud of in so many aspects. You know what I'm saying? But you're not thinking about how they looked at you when you were just living life. You just knew that you were doing the things that seemed to be the right way. You know what I'm saying? But it felt like that kind of line of what the right way is fading. So
Yeah,
it's feel like it's tough for me to make sure, because I can't look to them and be like, see how this is how it's done. It feel like, see, this is how, but that's different. So now I'm like, well, we don't do that though. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it's. So I don't know, man. I'm just
I'll say that there is no right way, and I would say that showing up is half of the battle.
that's a fact.
Showing up, and they gonna learn regardless. They gonna learn from your mistakes. They gonna learn from your lessons, and they gonna learn from you subconsciously. Like when you're not even just the moves you making subconsciously when you don't even think they watching. They soaking it up. They soaking it up. So I just think like just having good intentions is key. You know what I'm saying? And instilling those lessons. And like I say like just you coming in here like, hey, you ain't eating that sugar, blah blah blah. You already setting the foundation to
Yeah,
where he get older, he ain't even gonna look at the damn candy and stuff like that because he never even, he never had it to begin with. It's one thing to kind of break those habits, but if you start off with healthy habits, you
he
know what I'm saying,
gonna
they just kind of fall in line with
follow
it.
that foundation.
And then I think it's just important to have understanding, like, both parents like don't always have the same views, but like having, especially like raising a young man, it's just like having that understanding with mom that like, hey, this is what I want. These are the core values that I want. And like she being okay with that and kind of helping reinforce those things. I think that goes a long way as well.
That's a fact. Being on the same page and being able to, like you say, to reinforce it, so to make sure it's driving the message home, man, that helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I- you know, I see. It's the communication that's important.
Yeah.
Between the co-parenting situation, because you got to be able to stay on track with everything, and I realize that if if everything ain't clear with that, that's going to affect how things are. Calm down, big man. That's going to affect how things are taught to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, big man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, man. But I love being a father, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see their growth and their progression, how they start to understand things, how they start to form their own thoughts and opinions. He almost there, but
Yeah.
that's that's the gift right there. When you get in it and you see what's going on, you like, okay, this is the actual gift part, man. This dude is hilarious. This dude is smart. He's witty, and he like to run. He like to move, and you just, besides seeing yourself in him,
Yeah.
you see, if you're paying attention, you already see what he might become. If you
Yeah.
just sit there and look,
Yeah.
cut the TV off, you talk to him, or y'all playing with toys, and you let the conversation find y'all.
You got toys?
I got toys over here.
Yeah.
You'll see that. You'll see that.
Yeah.
He's already who he gonna be.
Yeah.
He already who he gonna be.
And then,
Okay. Hold up,
have
big man.
having children in your 30s too, man. I feel like you're a lot more patient. You have the patience to actually do those things, like watch and observe them, and see the growth every day.
You wilding.
And this age right here, man, is very special because they don't stay this small for long, man.
Man.
And as a father of a teenage boy, man, it's like as they get older and they start to become themselves and stuff, they start to, so they start to just be in their room, or they start to want to be, oh, I want to go to my friend's house. They want to spend less time with you, man. It's like, but this time right here where they want every little second of your attention and your love and stuff, man, I would just say soak it in as much as possible, man.
I
Cause
might have to have another one at that point, because I don't know if I can. I'll be thinking about my little man, dude, and I'm like, when he gets to that point to where he's really his own man, he really just doing stuff,
yeah, he get a
solo
game
dolo.
system.
Yeah,
That
I don't know.
15%.
I don't know if I'm gonna get him 1P. I'm sorry, man. I
Hey.
told you I'm strict, man. Something wrong
Ain't
with me.
nothing wrong with it. I ain't gonna say it ain't gonna come with pressure because they gonna have friends and
Yeah.
cousins and they gonna get to see that. Like, is that a PS5?
See, like, we came up playing games, but I don't look at it like we were addicted, because we still went outside and played.
we had a
But
balance.
they have very little inkling of outside playing together. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know, man. My son gets 16, man. I'm gonna drop you off. I got you. You wanna go? I'll drop you off. I'll be across the street. You need
I want
me,
to go to the
man.
wine hoop. I
Come
want to
on.
go over here. I want to go to the birthday party and all that, man. But yeah, all of it is so rewarding, man. I tell people that all the time. Like, I wouldn't have did it any other way. I had mine kind of early, and there was a lot of growing pains with that. But it's a lot of positives too.
I probably would have been more fearful if I'd have had him younger, because I had no
It
direction.
ain't for the weak. Yeah.
I had no direction. I didn't know what. I can honestly look back and say I didn't know what I wanted to do with life. I said college. I said I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I ain't really want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I just, you pick the things that you feel like can make you the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once I got out of that mindset, I realized, yeah, I like doing music, man. I would like to be in this game doing something, but I ain't have it in me to go through the growing pains of it. I ain't have it in me to go through those stories of, and I'm glad I'm saying this, of what we seeing, because I see, because you brought him up in the chat, I see what Nori is now. And I can remember when I first started being in NAP, and I would be going out to like the hip hop stuff that was going on back in like 2019, 2018, 2020, all the events and concerts, and I would see him there. And the conversation that I had with him a while ago, I never forget. My when I first met him, he said, you know, like he rap and you know he record himself and
Yeah.
he do music. I said that too. Not like I record myself, but I rap. I do music. But the real rapper is still around. He's still doing what he said he was that he was gonna do,
Yeah.
and to see where he is now,
Yeah.
you know, that's the difference. Like I wasn't willing to keep trying to keep doing this for so long, hoping that I could break through. Nor did I can honestly say, nor did I honestly probably put 100% into it. Like put every dollar I could into trying to making it something bigger. So
Yeah, but like I said with the Hot 97 thing, it's like there's a maturation process.
go on over there, man. No, I don't
There's a
want to hear that.
maturation process
Ryan, take
that
this phone
gotta
and go sit
happen.
down. I don't want to hear your mouth. Deep breath.
I
Deep
didn't even
breath.
see what he did, but yeah, with Nori though, he stood out to me. Like, all right, man, like he had his own little thing, man, and we got to keep championing him as an artist.
Deep breath.
And but yeah, all of these things, man, like all back to fatherhood, like even this, you know what I'm saying? Even having to be a disciplinarian, you know what I'm saying? We need it. You know, you gotta teach them boundaries early, you know what I'm saying? So all of this, I love this. I actually love this episode because it's real. You know what I'm saying? It's real. And as far as like, you know, our young man, you know what I'm saying, we gotta teach him early. You know? So ain't nothing wrong with it.
Break it down, big man.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
you gonna see on this camera, he thought it was cool to put up his middle finger to you. That's what I'm like, dude. I'm just
Yeah.
happened to look up. I was like,
I was trying to show him put his diamond.
yeah, I saw y'all doing that for a second. That's why I'm like, what is this
Yeah.
dude doing? But y'all didn't see that on camera, man. I'm raising a good kid, man. Don't mind
This is
that.
all a part. This
Y'all
is
didn't
all
mind that.
part for the course, though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
How many kids? How many kids out there? They parent let them do that. And you know, fast forward that you know what I'm saying. It's a bigger problem. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is, man? It seemed like watching Zyon, watching music progress how it's been progressing. To see the artists come out that are my age, now they finally having kids. When I'm having kids, it seemed like, all right, maybe I was on track. Maybe this is just how our generation is, man. We
you
ain't in
did
no
it.
rush. We
You
trying to
doing it
get
the
our
right
shit
way.
together so we can create a real good, stable environment for
You
our
doing it
little
the
ones.
right way, man.
Yeah, so
You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, like, look, the way I did it is not for the weak. See, I'm cut different.
hey,
I had to go through a different battle. You know what I'm saying?
facts.
I'm still fighting my own battles. But you know, that's just my own personal path, man. But being able to be like in your mid-30s too, and like just really being kind of situated in life,
Right.
I be thinking about that too. Like, dang, what if I would have started at this age where it's like
Patient,
way
willing
more
to
patient?
sacrifice.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You ain't ripping and running and trying to get your degree and gotta make money. And like, feel like I was being pulled. And sometimes now I feel like I'm being pulled in 3-4 different directions, man.
Yeah.
So
I think it's just the reality of when you become a parent, you know, like it's stuff that, you know, you see that is just like, I just gotta do it. As a man, I feel like, you know, you just gotta have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's just like at this age, you never feel like it. That's why I say sometimes you just be like, I just gotta do it. I'm just gonna start moving. I don't want anything twice, and you just get it done, man. Whatever it is, because you know that it's something bigger than you that you're working on. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I gotta nurture for the rest of his life. Like I gotta nurture. Like it don't stop.
it don't
He won't
stop.
be a kid for the rest of his life. It's always gonna be my child, and he's always gonna need some direction and guidance. And if he finds that by coming to me or through reading or through, you know, through his own, you know, just know how, you know what I'm saying? But it's gonna happen though.
That remind me of something too. Like I got a 16-year-old son, and recently, because I know you into this, recently, man, my son has gotten into stocks. And this was not something that I pushed on him or nothing, man. But when I tell you he got more knowledge on trading than I do,
Yeah.
I love it. You know what I'm
That's
saying? I
dope.
love it. It's something that I didn't put in front of him, like learn this or whatever, it's a path that he's learning on his own. And like I'm in a position where I gotta kind of, he had to go seek information from AC. You know what I'm saying? I have him go seek information from somebody like you, somebody that got the knowledge in it, man. But I love the fact that his wheels is turning, and that he's starting to think on his own and starting to like blaze his own path. Yeah. So that's something cool, man.
That's I think that's dope because to me that's a reflection of what's in the air right now. I feel like at the beginning of the pandemic, calm down, big man, calm down. Be rough. Now we gonna let it out. I feel like we have become more financially literate and more financially aware, and to see that he's paying attention to what's going on in the culture and he got a whiff of that, and he's putting that into action. I think that's dope. I think that I definitely think that's gonna be a part of more young people's future to see it as something to where I have to learn how to do it because it's important.
Yeah.
What you want to play, man?
Yeah, and starting it at 16 is way different than starting it at 36 because you got time to mature in it. You know what I'm saying? You can start versus like right now, we got to make moves that benefit right now. When he can make moves that's going to benefit him 20 years from now, whether that be, interest bearing accounts and, you know what I'm saying? And
Calm down, big man.
and holding on, sitting on his stock for a bit, for 10, 15 years and letting it mature and all that. His portfolio and all of that, so it's definitely a exciting time. We ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer, man. Franky, you got anything else you want to speak on before we wrap it up? Cause I think Zyon ready to wrap it on
Definitely
up.
is. You want to play Mario? You don't want to play Mario? I ain't got nothing big. And I'm about to call you big man. I ain't got nothing big, dog. I'm happy starting off the year with a podcast.
Yeah, man.
Calm down. Okay, you don't gotta play. Calm down.
Definitely starting the year off right, and then just to go full circle, man. I'm optimistic about this year, man, and continuing to do this. This has been an outlet for me in a way that people just don't understand, man. Like I've had eras in my life, man, where I just feel like my voice wasn't being heard. I've been in relationships where I just feel like the conversation just wasn't there, man. And like conversation is like the key to life. It's the key to understanding, man, especially amongst us as Black people. We gotta have more conversation. That's how we grow. So, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, this is just the beginning. And you'll be seeing a lot more of Franky, man. Like
with a haircut.
Yeah, he is a part of this brand. And we're going to continue to build, and the community of Well-Versed is going to continue to grow. You got to meet Zyon, you know what I'm saying, a brilliant young man.
And three.
And three, man. And this ain't going to stop, man. So with that being said, man, I am your host. My name is Parish Butler. This has been another edition of Well-Versed. I'll see y'all next time.
And we out.
Peace.
My bad, man.
Oh, bro, people gonna love that,
though. Only thing, because
and the way you, like, you know what I'm saying? The way you was just parenting just like that, people gonna love that.
No, I
putting that on YouTube.
I ain't mad at none of that. When Zyon would come, it was topics I wanted to touch on, and when he came, he would throw me off. I'm like, I forgot. And then you'll be out. That's why I'm like, because we had a couple of topics you were trying to run through. That's why I'm like, man, I forgot what I was about to say. Yeah. So let me just answer what he's saying. But yeah, man, we gonna Zyon, you gonna be better next time. You gonna talk on the mic?
I want to talk.
Okay, you ain't gotta talk, man. Hungry?